What's up, champs? In this video, I'm gonna show you how to build lean muscle mass without getting fat, which is also known as lean bulking or clean bulking. Now, before we dive in, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. Let's get to the action. All right, guys, listen. A lot of guys think that bulking comes from just eating bullshit all day and lifting heavy weights. And I will tell you, if you follow that protocol, you'll bulk up, but you're gonna bulk up also being fat. And so I'm gonna show you the right way to do it. So one of the biggest things is this: nutrition is by far the most important part. It's not about lifting extremely heavy. It's not about eating, pancakes, burgers, and cookies all the time. It's really about dialing in your nutrition. And so what I tell guys is this: some people, they have this question, hey, should I cut first, should I bulk first? I tell guys you need to cut first. And the reason why I say that is you gain more clarity on how your calories should work, how your macros work, and how your portion control works. And once you get lean and defined as cut as you want to be, then because you have that clarity now on how much to eat and what to eat and when to eat and what your body responds to the best, now you're equipped with the tools to start gaining that mass. See, what most guys do, they start bulking up first. And I did this too, guys. They start bulking up first. They're eating like trash, they're lifting heavy, they cut back on doing cardio, and they find themselves getting that fluffy look, and they develop like a gut, they develop a stomach, and they don't like that look. And what we try to do is we try to cut after we've gained all that fluff. But what ends up happening is when we cut, we also lose that muscle. And one of the biggest reasons why is because we haven't nailed down proper nutrition. We don't have our calories in place. We don't have our macros on tap. We don't have our portion control dialed in. And when we don't have these things dialed in the right way, we go lose the muscle too, baby. And the thing is, it's far easier to drop body fat than it is to gain muscle. And so we don't want to work months, weeks and months trying to gain all this muscle, because it's hard to develop muscle, and then end up losing it because we don't understand proper nutrition. And so what I tell guys, drop the body fat first, start to understand nutrition. Then once you dial that in, then you want to have a baseline amount of calories that you need to consume, okay? Just to maintain your weight. You want to understand what that daily calorie intake is. Then knowing your proteins, your carbs, your fats, which is also known as your macros. Once you understand that, now the other mistake that guys make is this: when they start trying to bulk, they ramp up their calorie intake too far. And so, for example, let's say you're supposed to eat 2,000 calories. Some guys, they'll bump it up to 3,500 or 4,000 to try to gain weight really, really fast, or try to bulk up really, really fast. But you are gonna get fat if you do that. Like some guys, genetically, they might not get fat, but they're gonna get bigger and they won't have as much definition. And so here's the thing: you wanna understand how many calories you need to eat, your proteins, carbs, and fats as well, and then you want to gradually increase your calorie intake. And so what I would do is this: let's say I'm supposed to be eating 2,000 calories just to maintain my current weight. I'm gonna bump up my daily calorie intake by 300 to 500 calories, just depending on how I see my body responding and how aggressively I want to build up mass, how aggressively I want to bulk up. I'm the type of guy, I tell guys to err on the side of just being conservative, because if we go more aggressive, the chances of gaining some fat is going to be a lot higher. And naturally, when we bulk, if we bulk too quickly, we are going to gain a little bit more fat, guys. And so do it slow. So start with an extra 300 calories. And so that's just, you got some, I would just add, maybe a cup of carbs in the morning with some oatmeal, with the rest of my breakfast, like I'm eating egg whites, beef sausage, and some asparagus or something. All I'm gonna do is add in an extra cup of oatmeal, right? And then the other side of it, I'm gonna add in maybe like half a cup to a full cup of jasmine rice in the evening, just elevating my carb intake, basically. And so you gotta understand, that's why I say you gotta understand your macros, because you could just pull small levers. You don't have to switch up your diet completely to increase your calorie intake. And so what I notice about my body, when I increase my carb intake, it's easier for me to gain mass. And I'm actually able to perform better when I'm in the gym, because when you're lifting, guys, you need energy to be able to lift. And so that's one thing. But the other side of it is this: you got to be self-aware enough to know what your body responds to the best. Some guys may not respond to carbs very well. Some guys, you might need to increase your protein intake just slightly and increase your fat intake just slightly, and maybe just keep your carbs where they are. But you can increase your protein and your fats enough to gain that extra 300 calories or the extra 500 calories. And if you need to, if you want to, you can gradually increase your carb intake as well. But you see how I'm talking about macros right now? Like, that's how important it is. It's just these subtle tweaks and adjustments. Once you understand what levers to pull with your macros, that's how you're gonna gain mass. But you wanna do it gradually. Now, when it comes to time frame, I tell guys, when you increase your calorie intake because you want to start bulking, let's say today, you're like, okay, look, I'm ready to start packing on some mass. Let's say you're eating 2,000 calories, bump it up to 2,300. Do that for, I say, about 3 to 5 weeks. 3 to 5 weeks. And every single week, at least one time a day, you want to step on the scale. You want to maybe measure certain parts of your body, like your arms or your legs, that you, whatever it is you look at as important and you want to develop. And so that way you can gauge progress, you know, also strength progress, because, you know, when you're eating more, you should have a little bit more strength to push more weight. And so look at those things as like performance indicators to tell if you're actually, you know, getting better or if you're going in the wrong direction. And then after those 3 to 5 weeks, if you're gaining and you notice that your weight is continuing to go up, keep it where it is. Keep eating at 2,300. Don't go up anymore. But once you start to notice that your progress is plateauing out and you want to continue to gain more, then bump it up another 200 to 300 calories. And so instead of eating 2,300, now you're at 2,500 or 2,600. And then wait until your body plateaus, guys. Guys, our body is designed to adjust and adapt. And so that's why we hit plateaus. Everybody's body plateaus, okay? And so what we do is we use like progressive overload for things with training, when you're lifting weights and stuff like that. But when it comes to nutrition, we just make these slight incremental adjustments, and so that we can break those plateaus and continue to make progress. All right, so hopefully you found this video helpful, but 100% just don't eat bullshit expecting to be able to bulk up and have that lean toned look. You gotta have, I tell guys, focus on doing 80% eating well, then the other 20% eat whatever, you know, you want. And so let's say Monday through Friday, you know, you're spot on, you're dialed in. Then Saturday, Sunday, you know, you kick back a little bit. You may drink some bourbon or some tequila or some scotch or whatever. You may eat a pizza or something like that, but just don't get the fuckets and just eat whatever you want to throughout the entire week and expect to stay lean and cut. You gotta have some discipline. And so use the 80-20 rule, then progressively increase your calories based on how much bigger you wanna get. Like if you wanna get really, really big, over time you just gotta keep on tracking your progress. That's another thing, you gotta track, guys. You gotta continue to track your progress to make sure you're on the right track. It's just like finances. If you want to better your finances, but you never track your finances, man, that's a failing battle. You're not gonna win that battle. So if you wanna, you know, progress and get better with your weight and your physique, your body, you gotta track the things that are gonna matter the most when it comes to developing your body. Your nutrition, how many times you're lifting, your cardio. Don't stop doing cardio, guys, when you're trying to bulk, because cardio helps with not just our energy, it also helps with our heart health, our mental health, and just overall conditioning our body, optimizing our body to be able to, you know, adjust it, absorb the nutrients that we're eating from the foods we eat, okay? And so cardio has a host of different benefits, and then also just lifting heavy at least like 3 to 4 days a week. And you do these things, guys, you'll be able to bulk up and not have all that fluff. All right, so with that said, if you found the video helpful, drop me a like, comment any topics that you want me to talk about in the future. And if you feel like I missed out on something with this video, feel free to drop them down in the comments, guys. I'm open to, you know, being able to help other guys out down in the comments as well. And lastly, be sure to subscribe to the channel. All right, we out. Let's get it, champs.